The site we're standing at now is Knox Mountain Park, and we are right at the summit. This site is in our community wildfire protection plan as one of the highest priority sites in our city. Fire likes to burn uphill, and with Magic Estates being directly above it, it's a very threatened neighborhood. So this was selected as a priority, and it's also selected as a great site for prescribed fire.
Seeing smoke in the hills, especially in the Okanagan and Kelowna, can be a huge trigger for some people. Many people here that live in our community have felt firsthand the repercussions of wildfires, whether been evacuated or know somebody that's been evacuated. And many of them will even know somebody that's lost a house. But they have to understand that prescribed fire is done under very, very controlled conditions. We don't just wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what, today's a good day, we're gonna go put fire on the landscape. The planning for this fire started in November of 2024.
There's always an element of risk when it comes to prescribed fire. However, there are sometimes months, years of planning that goes into a burn plan before we light up on burn day. And to keep it really simple, good planning leads to really good execution. So we do a recce of the site, or a reconnaissance of the site, and we bring all of our partners out here. And we come together and we go, how are we going to bring this to fruition? How are we going to work with each other to make this happen? And then through the entire planning process, we pull from each other's strengths to build the plan and then come and join forces here on burn day to make it happen.
So the burn day actually starts several weeks ago. We start monitoring weather trends, venting trends. We start doing site recce's, walking the site, getting familiar with the site, and not a word of a lie, digging your hands into the dirt and getting a feel of the dirt and the grasses.
On burn day, we follow burn prescription. That burn prescription has weather and fire behavior parameters along with desired fire effects, what we want that fire to look like after we light it. That is what really sets the menu, if you will, of how we're going to light our fire and the different techniques we'll use on burn day. Burn day starts off with the burn boss usually showing up first thing, making sure that everything's safe and ready to go. I go in and feel the fuels and see, are we in prescription and are we ready to go before everybody shows up? And when they do show up, we start with quick recce, move into a briefing, talk about the safety, what we're planning to do, move into all the sections, holding, firing, FEMO, safety, public information. When the briefing's done, we break out, we wait to be in prescription, and then we move into a test fire. Test fire, we look at that, see if we're gonna meet our objectives, if we have to wait or keep going, and today it was perfect.
On the firing side, we had a team of individuals paired up with BC Wildfire on the torches, putting fire down on the landscape. What that is making sure that we don't have a huge intense fire that's going to scorch and kill all the trees. So BC Wildfire is guiding them on how we put the fire down in a controlled manner that doesn't get out of hand and become a raging head fire. Supporting them is what we have as a holding team. So they wrap the fire with hose, ensuring it stays along our guard and along the perimeter that we had established. Those two teams have to work in synergy.
Prescribed fire is a very slow, controlled sort of fire where we apply specific ignition techniques. We pause, we see if we're meeting the intent that we came out to set. It can take all day, which it did take all day. Because we want to have a low intensity, a low severity fire, we take our time to do it.
In these urban forests that we have in Kelowna, the dead fuels like sticks and underbrush and the pine needles, they're what we call the ladder fuels. So these are the fuels that will ignite easily and they'll carry a wildfire and then ignite the larger fuels such as the logs and the trees. When we do a prescribed fire in a controlled manner, we burn just those light fuels and we keep a lot of the trees standing, but we've reduced the wildfire risk overall. We do live in an area that sees a lot of forest fires, and we live in a fire-dependent ecosystem. So you can never have no smoke. There's no smoke option. You really have to choose, how do you want your smoke? Do you want smoke from these prescribed fires that is controlled, that is managed, that happens at a much lower level than the wildfires happening in July and August that take out entire stands of trees, entire areas of forests and communities?
Having a good team, having good prescription, having the public behind you and supporting you to do this, all of that, just simple elements that come into burn day to making what we had today a success.
Crews are going to be mopping up for the next couple hours around the edge. We'll have staffs on a fire overnight just to monitor it, and then tomorrow we'll be back with a crew continuing the mop-up efforts until we can declare it out.
Yeah, I've got bush one here at the corner and we're ready to Copy that, 11